In April of 1837, Hans Christian Andersen published the story of The Little Mermaid. It is a very tragic ending and definitely not near the happiness that we see from the Disney version, obviously. The writer even of Mary Poppins commented that this story was basically blackmailing children into behaving well. Fairy tales do that. Speaking of which, obviously, I am looking like a Swedish flag, even though I was trying to do a mermaid tribute. The Little Mermaid, while the story remains pretty much the same, longed to go up onto shore because she was a bright young woman and she was sick of swimming and ready to stand. She goes to the sea witch, who grants her the power to go and get her legs to go onto shore. Of course, the cost was still the same. She would lose her voice. And one huge critical detail that everyone seems to have forgotten is that every step that she takes, her feet were cut and bled. So it felt like she was walking on knives every single day. She eventually goes up on shore, meets her prince. He does adore her and fancies her, but because she couldn't talk, she wasn't the one for him. So instead, she would just dance for him for his pleasure, and then eventually he married someone else because he's kind of a wanker. Mermaids, while they live up to about 300 years, apparently they had no soul. And the only way she was going to get a soul while being on shore and being able to stay on shore, you needed a soul, apparently, is that the prince had to love her. Of course, now she's doomed. He married someone else. Her sisters went to the sea witch, made a deal where they cut all their hair off and gave it to the witch in return for a knife. Now this knife, if she was to kill the prince and drop his blood onto her feet, she would be saved. She could return to being a mermaid. So, standing in the room while the prince and his princess were sleeping in their beds, the Little Mermaid, grasping the knife, decided that no, she could not do this. She could not kill the man that she loved. At dawn, she threw the knife into the water and threw herself into the waves as well, and turned to foam. Because she self-sacrificed, the spirits gave her another chance. So they rose her foaminess and gave her life into the sky so she could dance and forever be part and look down on the prince with much happiness. Even though he was with another woman. Whatever. So that's the real story of the Little Mermaid. It was tragic and very sad. You can also see her statue, which is in Copenhagen, and unfortunately it's vandalized quite a lot. Someone the other year cut off her head. They did find it, so that's good. Anyways, I need to shower. I am cat repellent right now. None of them want to be near me because, for obvious reasons, I'm not really touchable. Like, subscribe, check out Steemit, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. As well, check out Legends Library on on Coffee with Kenobi. Anyways, see ya!